Hi everyone, welcome back to
Episode 4.
Londinium Legions. It is your
Reason.
missing it is
Reason.
right. Thank you guys for continuing to watch, and yeah, it's exciting times, isn't it, Flies?
It is. 4 is the number.
After 3, before 5.
Yep. Thank you for those that have subscribed, the comments and the likes. Thank you very much.
Yeah, awesome. And we're just going to continue to keep giving you what we're giving you. And you've probably seen from the last episode that the length of the episode actually increased by a good, nearly half an hour?
Yeah, by double. But yeah, I think that's going to be around about the length of most episodes now, about an hour.
Yeah, it's probably just going to get to that point, really. I mean, we say this now, who knows, by episode 7, it could be looking at 2.5 hours.
Just want to say thanks to Legions Lounge, our friends there, Curtis on Off World Like. We've had a few shout outs about the channel, helping us on our way. Thank you very much. It is appreciated.
Yes, to see the support from the community, all the other established shows from our friends, it's just been beautiful. And I'm still in awe of the interview that we done when we went on to Legions Lounge.
You
know, we got masters of the craft in those three pillars of the community. I still feel like it was a dream. And we haven't woken up, and we're not going to wake up because it wasn't a dream. It was real. We would have continued anyway, but now we really are even more pushed to make sure that we stick to this, and we will. So you'll see more, and we're here. We're going to keep going.
You'll see us shortly on a few more channels.
Yes.
Coming soon. So we've got a few more.
Soon coming.
Yes.
All right, guys. Well, enjoy. Here we are.
Let's dive in.
Hi all, so for my first image, this was taken at Lesnes Abbey on the Abbey ruins, and this is an image that I'm really proud of. I was going to say I was proud of, I am proud of this image. It was a lot of fun. You got the Tyranid gene stealers from Warhammer 40k surrounding this Templar knight, and what helped with this really as well to make it feel like he was being closed in on was the clouds, because the clouds almost looks circular around the image, and obviously the Tyranids are circular around the center figure. And this was one of those days and one of those shots where not much editing was required, and yeah, just to create that feeling of insurmountable odds against a valiant hero. What do you think?
Super dramatic. Like often advise people when they're out and about walking just to look up. No, the end. The sky, clouds. I mean, especially for cloud watchers, people that see shapes in clouds. But that sky there is. People tend to add clouds like that in post, in editing to get skies like that. But that the literally was like that on the day. Tyranids, as I think you mentioned before, they're so good.
Yeah. To
have with just about anyone.
Great cannon fodder.
An attacking force, the threat, a terror in a picture. Who was that main character?
Sir Elijah.
That build?
Sir Elijah from the Templar Knights of Mythic Legions, of course.
Had you done anything to that, or was it as is?
No, that was literally, I got him fresh out of the box.
Box fresh.
And I hadn't changed much about him at all.
Looks good.
Yeah. Thank you, Faisal. Thank you. For my second image, we have Nubnik here, the infamous Nubnik, clinging on to some vines, clinging onto some greenery, draped over some ruins, again in Lesnes.
No way.
Absolutely, yeah, of course, for a change. And yeah, this image was a lot of fun to do. You can imagine that he's on some sort of mission, and yeah, he has to scale a wall to get to where he needs to get to, and he's taking a moment out to do what he needs to do. You could just imagine there's some sort of clandestine or maybe blatant mission that he is taking part in, where shenanigans are afoot. And yeah, this was fun to do. A really, really cool one to set up and let your imagination go where it needs to go. What do you think, Faz?
Yep. Lesnes is a location that always gives.
Always.
I think you'd be hard pushed to get a bad shot there.
Be an effort to take a bad shot, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah. But I guess it's broad daylight, so it's quite brazen to whatever he's up to.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, vines on a wall, wherever it may be, if the background works, I mean, getting a figure hanging off them or climbing them, it always makes for good storytelling.
Absolutely.
And that also, you got a contrast with the texture of the stone and the vines, and then that blue cloudy sky in the background. Very nicely done.
Thank you, Faiz. And also what we talked about before, when you have your character interact directly with nature, grabbing onto something, whether it be a tree branch or, in this case, vines, or, you know, sort of resting on some rocks or whatever, then it just makes you more immersed in that picture and makes you believe the character is within this world that you're seeing it.
Yeah, much more integrated with the environment.
Not the easiest to pull off sometimes, because you know sometimes you need to wrap the vine around the wrist and then slip a little bit over a few fingers or all the fingers in the palm to make it actually look like there is vines being gripped. So this was a bit tricky, I remember. And yeah, sometimes it seems easier to do than it actually is. And if you look to the left of the image, I guess you could have a figure holding that, you know, with gripping that bit. But again, how strong is it? You know, it depends on the weight of the figure you're using. But once again, you know, you've got to just experiment and you've just got to see what works for the figure you're using. You know, this goblin figure Nubnik is quite light. Doing this with an Arakagor would probably be a bit trickier, you know, to pull off. And maybe you'd have, to pull it off, were the figure to be quite weighty, would be to have the feet sort of wedged against the wall.
You might need wires and things.
You might need wires, so different techniques. But this wasn't too tricky to pull off. But then, of course, once you've actually attached the figure to the vines, it's about making the movement of the body look natural. Because you can't just have him hanging like he's been electrocuted, you know. So to pull that off is a bit tricky sometimes, but I'm glad I persevered and it looks realistic.
Accomplished.
Thank you, sir. We urge you to grab some figures, get outside and do something like this. For my third image, I took this one today.
Fresh.
Fires when I went to Stave Hill, which is not too far from where I live. And very simple, we have an Arakagor, a Dragosir figure here with the Stavros, the Unwavering shoulder pads, as well as the other pieces of his armour. And what you see in his right hand is actually a letter opener from the Tower of London, which I believe would work beautifully for the scale of the figure as a weapon. And we have a mini Sota finger dragon on top of his head, and these are fantastic. We've talked about these before, and they just act as perfect little dragons to go with the Mythic Legions. Scale-wise, they're perfect. Very simple shot, not too much to say about this. Barely any editing was needed. The lighting was perfect, and you can see him in some greenery, and it's a nice close-up shot. And it really is that simple sometimes in terms of taking a shot. It doesn't have to be complicated. You just put a figure in nature, make sure the angle is correct and the posing's on point and the lighting is adequate, and take the shot. And that's that. And all I've done in the edit is I made the eye glow, the mouth glow a little bit more to show that kind of, you know, it's good with the textures of the mouth and whatnot to make it seem like there's some sort of saliva in there, you know. And that's pretty much it. What do you reckon, Vines?
I love the fact that you've used like something from a gift shop of like the Tower of London.
Yeah.
That scales perfectly. It's like a kind of a halberd. I've seen you use that before and it works so well, especially with Arakagor for your scale.
Yeah.
The little finger dragons are brilliant to use on all kinds of characters and situations. And where you've it was all natural lighting, wasn't it, today?
Absolutely, yeah.
But where some of the front of the figure is a little bit in the shadow, like getting a bit of accent on the mouth and the eye, more than reasonable to do to kind of help it cut through the dark a little bit.
Yeah.
Helps the character. I like red and blue. It's quite a good combo. So the red armour
Absolutely.
on that guy works as a good colour contrast with the green in the background.
Yeah.
But another good point is where the point of the weapon is. Just on the tip, you get a bit of the blue sky. So it actually kind of helps, brings focus to the point of that weapon.
It highlights it, doesn't it?
Yeah. So good composition. So get them out there and see what you can get. You know.
It's that simple, guys and gals.
Practice.
All right, thank you.
Nice.
For my fourth image, this is Commander Thump, the legendary Commander Thump, in the ruins of, once again, Lesnes Abbey.
No, don't tell me.
Yeah, for a change, yeah. Yeah, switching out fast. And yeah, this at one point was my favourite shot that I had taken. You know, everything was just working perfectly that day, from the way the sky looked to the sun beaming through, the lighting, the contrast between the rocks, as well as the sky in itself. And just that epic view of this is this is a war veteran, you know, this is a badass, this is a very seasoned, weather-worn, seen so many summers, many battles type character, taking a moment before heading back into the chaos. And yeah, I'm so proud of this photo. And yeah, at the time I took it and edited it and posted it, it was my favourite shot. And you can see the contrast going on here, and yeah, from the angle and the way it's different in a sense of the rocks coupled with the sky. It's kind of, you know, different's probably the wrong word, but you can see. So yeah, let me know what you think of this, Fiennes.
Love this shot. I love the transition you got in the sky, which I know you didn't do. It was like that's live.
Yeah, I didn't set that up. No.
But like from the blue going towards where the sun is shining to the right of the image, the kind of time event, I guess. But you got a nice blend of colour from the blues into the kind of the yellows and almost orange. Yeah, that guy, the way his eye pops out, not literally, but cuts through the image. And you kind of got a contrast of soft and hard from like the rock to the soft clouds.
I think that was a different.
It's a nice contrast.
Intending to talk about how you got different textures.
Yeah.
And they sync together well.
Yeah, because like very hard edges of the rock, and then like almost like a candy floss.
type
clouds in the
different
back.
Textures, different colours.
The light kind of trying to cut through. Gives for a very dramatic sky, but a brilliant backdrop for a shot which justifiably I can see why it's one of your favourite shots.
Absolutely, at the time it was definitely my favourite shot, and it's still one of my favourite shots I've taken.
Yeah, and if it's not been said before, it needs to be said that Elijah was one of those prolific goblin people within the community.
Thank you, Faisal, I appreciate it.
I mean, you are an admin in the Malignancy, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I just found that out one day. Yeah. Love the goblins.
So yeah,
Thank you,
if you need to ask questions about goblins, I drop a DM.
Malignant.
Yeah.
Cheers. I really wanted to make sure Thump was posed with his signature Warhammer as well, and that actually helped to balance him because although this terrain is great for wedging figures' feet into the bits and pieces of the rocks and whatnot, it's still handy when you have a weapon that they can hold in a certain fashion that makes it look organic, realistic, but also allows them to balance, because that can be tricky sometimes when figures are falling over and whatnot and they're not fully just set where they are. So that Warhammer, which, knowing Commander Thump, knowing what Thump's about, he does carry that around with him and is quite deadly and is quite versed with that particular piece of weaponry. So that definitely helped to allow him to balance and still look naturally posed at the same time. And I felt like that was important to mention, because a lot of the time you can use these weapons to help balance the figures. For my final image of this episode, you can see there is a commander. Now, I could go into the figure a bit more. I was going to start talking about, that it's a custom and whatnot, but it's more about the photography of the image itself. You may recognise the face of this centre character, Snag, but with Nubnik's helmet to create a whole new character. Or maybe Snag in a different light. But we're going to say this is a cousin of Snag. Snagnik, yeah. yeah, Nick Snag. However, it sounds like a packet of crisps. However, in this image, again, Lesnier's Abbey, this has become a bit of a goblin episode for me regarding my images.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not? Could have almost been an all-goblin episode. And as you can see, the portrait has captured the centre figure, and then all around him is blurry. And you can see he's leading some sort of patrol, and they look like they're on a scouting mission, I guess you could say, because they're all kind of spread out amongst each other. And once again, the Lesnier's Abbey ruins provide just a great wasteland-looking environment for the goblins to look completely natural in. And the contrast of the sky, as well as the rocky terrain, I feel works beautifully, and I'm really happy with this shot.
I think a good point to make here is about building your background. Already it's a great location, so the backgrounds are fine with the ruins making rock formations in the sky. But I like shots, you see it particularly in some within some classic paintings, is some shots, the more you look, the more you see.
Yeah.
So you look at this at first glance, obviously you see the images in the foreground. And the more you look, you see the warg, you see another character in between, and the left, there's more in the back. So it does make for good storytelling to have like we said before, we don't have to have every character in focus.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, in real life, the way we see like things in the background is not going to be in as much focus as the foreground.
True.
But your brain sometimes fills the gaps. So, like we're designed to recognise humanoid forms and things. So, if you've got enough of a form of the background, your brain will know it's a figure, it's a person, it's a character.
Yeah.
So, what you've done there with the characters in the background, I love that, because there's a lot more going on than what's first thought. Here is my first image of the show. This is recently posted on my Instagram. I took this last week on an evening to catch the sunset at a place called Motney Hill Reserve in Medway, sort of between Rainham and Gillingham. This is my original policing patch. So an area I hadn't actually been to when I was in the job, but now I've been to a few times because there's some great places to photograph. Got there about 8:15 in the evening. Sunset was due just after 9, so I had a good amount of time beforehand to pick some spots and just enjoy seeing the gradual sky colour change. There was a little outreach of rocks that go out into the River Medway, so I perched on the end of that, and there was a great spot. I thought, yeah, that's going to be a spot to put a figure. I had an idea in my head of like an end scene of a film, kind of like a slow panning shot, kind of an epic hero shot, like enjoying the sunset. Like you can only imagine what he's been through to get where he's got through to get there. It could have been an entire lifetime of struggle, but he's there now and he's enjoying the sunset. Those that know may recognise the figure, but it is the legendary barbarian. Only thing different was the pauldron from Vanellis Ardenscale, which is also on the Koi. That particular style of sort of leatherish pauldron works very well on the barbarian. So if you've got two figures, try them out, see how they look, you might like it. Obviously natural light, and the figure is in silhouette, as there's enough of the character to know what you're looking at.
Yeah. So
I definitely wanted kind of the weapon out to one side, blade up, so you could definitely see what it was, and then I just let Mother Nature do the rest in terms of the colour blend. So it sounds quite pretentious, but I said before that Mother Nature is my favourite artist because I'm always blown away by sunsets, sunrises.
She's the best.
Interesting woodlands like ruins, and they're all out there to enjoy. So what are your thoughts on this shot?
Tremendous shot, Fires. When I saw this, I said, this is one of your best shots you've ever taken.
One of my favourites, I think, so far.
In the history of Everness. And yeah, from the reflection of the sun on the sea to the way the skies just look, it looks so majestic and beautiful, to the silhouette image standing on the mountain top, the cliff edge. Yeah, I mean, whether the character has just completed an epic quest or is about to embark on an epic quest, he may have grabbed his axe and said, enough is enough. I'm going to the source to vanquish this evil that has befallen my land once and for all. Or he could have literally just done all of that. And like you said, he's taken a moment to enjoy the sunset. Yeah, tremendous image, beautiful. This is an image that I imagine did not require much editing.
Not much at all. I mean, as soon as the shot was taken, it was pretty much done.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, yeah, it's just one of those images that everything just worked perfectly at the time. And so, yeah, I can't imagine much editing was needed at all, because you can just feel that was the right moment, or the right spot, perfectly chosen, and everything just worked beautifully for you. And here's the result. Stunning image.
With shots like that, it's about right place, right time.
Yeah.
So look at your timings, look at the weather forecast, see what the weather's going to be like.
Yes.
And then if you know the locations, you know where to go to kind of best see those things like sunsets.
Exactly. A lot of the time, Fires, when I find ourselves scouting locations, but we do it organically. Like if we just haven't got figures with us, or we haven't got certain figures with us, or the weather's not great, we can say, right, bank that, or record it. Record a spot, take a picture of a spot, remember where you was, and say, right, I'm going to come back here when everything's more suitable in terms of I've got the right figures with me, it's the right weather, the right terrain, the right time, and snap away, and you get these kind of results.
I mean, it's not dissimilar to filmmaking.
No.
To where you get location scouts that try and find locations suitable for filming. It's exactly the same we're doing,
Absolutely.
but on a smaller scale.
Exactly. Brilliant.
Coming to you with image number 2. This skelly shot was taken in a place called Camber Sands on the south coast of England, next to a place called Rye. Beautiful historic town. Camber Sands, this was out of season, which was great because there was hardly anyone there. But in the summertime, that place can be packed because it's quite a famous beach, a very long beach. Went there with a friend of mine, and I kind of had an idea of skeletons sort of standing in the wet sand. So that little portion there, as soon as I sat them down, they kind of like started to sink a little bit, just like a few millimeters, which actually helped because it kind of kept them solid.
Wedges them in.
In their standing. The sun was coming up, which you can see the light coming in from the left of the image. All the lighting I needed just to highlight enough of the bone detail to kind of show a bit more of them. And the character on the left pointing with his mouth wide open, I think he's quite enjoying the sunset there, going, wow,
Absolutely.
look at this. Yeah, location for this, really, location. Figures are very basic, and the shot setup was very easy. Didn't mind getting my feet wet. It was worth it for this one. Your waterproof footwear, waterproof boots are essential. That's all I wear. But yeah, I definitely want to revisit that. Elijah's not been, so I need to take you.
I mean, I've been in Camber Sands for years, especially not to do any action figure photography.
Yeah, not been.
Might not have been to this spot you went to either.
Yeah, so we'll definitely get some more great shots there. I want to get some skillies coming out of the ground, that kind of stuff.
When we go to the beach, I've got to customise some mythics to turn them into pirates.
Oh, that'd be perfect.
Take some treasure, absolutely.
This is it.
It's a must.
Raid the booty.
Oh, yeah. Stupendous image-wise. Really digging this. And they don't look menacing. They actually look friendly. You know, that's the idea I get from the poses. It looks like they've gone for a wander.
Just enjoying the seaside.
Yeah, yeah. Also, I mean, it looks like they could have emerged from the sea.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're figuring out their bearings to work out where Jack Sparrow is, maybe. Or something like that, you know. But yeah, it's such a fun shot, you know. And I feel like the sea is just... It's just... I always think of pirates. I just think of pirates when I think of the sea. And that's just in my mind. And also relaxation and chilling. And it could just be a Skelly's day out.
Yeah.
Love it.
Come with me to look at image number 3. Here we have my now named character, Draconius, the pagan warrior. This shot was taken up in Scotland, in Glencoe, up in the Highlands.
Where are you?
So quite far to go to get a shot.
Yeah.
But I was going up with a friend, and our work friend, to go up and have a little explore the Highlands, just meet him and his dog, Hercules. So whilst there, obviously, luckily his dog's quite well trained. He didn't eat my figure. But he left me alone to do my thing. He's kind of sat there and watched me. I think he was quite curious to know what I was doing.
What is this human embarking upon?
But yeah, beautiful part of the Highlands up in Scotland. It's absolutely stunning. I think in the background you've got 2 of the 3 mountains that are called the Three Sisters up in Glencoe. Kind of a haunting place. It's got quite a grim history. I advise you to Google Glencoe or just Google the Glencoe massacre. It's quite a grim bit of history, but kind of resounds in those mountains there. So yeah, a kit bash figure, natural daylight, using the background of the mountain to kind of like frame around his head. Setup was quite easy. I've mentioned before, like I personally find these figures easy to stand. If you know what you're doing with their feet, and you use the ankle rocker to get them in the right position, so they stabilise on stone and that. Wasn't windy that day at all, so easy to pre-pose him, set him up, and just start snapping away. Yeah, I think there is a character in Scottish mythology, I think called the Gilly-Doo, which looks a bit like this. It's like kind of a horse skull-headed fantastical creature of myth. But yeah, that was partly inspired by the Gilly-Doo, but what better place to shoot it than up in Scotland?
Absolutely.
Yeah, what are your thoughts?
Fantastic image. Yeah, I feel like you could just look at this and tell it's Scotland, like the Highlands. Obviously, a lot of places have the same features. However, yeah, this feels like it's the Highlands. And whether that's because subconsciously I remember you telling me, or I just look and think Highlands, and I do think that. Great pose. It feels like this character is I feel like he's got a legion behind him about to charge up onto those rocks, or he's about to summon up the elements and perform some sort of magic.
He's definitely a protector of the old ways.
Yes, I can feel that. Yeah, solid shot, great environment. Love to go there.
Image number 4. If you tuned into our first episode, this was the very first picture character and the first picture we ever reviewed.
Yes.
So the same pale orc from my army build last year. This was taken in Ashdown Forest, which kind of like straddles between, I think, Surrey and Sussex. Absolutely stunning forest. I have mentioned it before because it's where the Winnie the Pooh origins came from, Ashdown Forest. But this particular part was a place called the Vacherie, I believe. It used to belong to like a big estate house, and it was like a garden that a very rich person had made. So some of the rocks he used to make these waterfalls and water features were imported from a place called the Cheddar Gorge, very far away in the West Country. So he had these rocks imported over into Sussex to make this amazing garden with many little waterfalls and water features. So for figure photography, one of the best places I've been to.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so good for that.
Waterfalls, about 12, 13?
Yeah, we must have seen at least that.
Yeah.
So kind of a bit of a thoughtful shot where I don't know whether he's been searching for someone and he's pretty much given up or he's having a bit of an existential crisis. Thinking, do you know what, I don't want to be a bad guy anymore.
All of the above.
Yeah, but he's kind of like just peering into the water, reflecting on his life.
Don't want to be a player no more.
Yeah, maybe he's done with it, but just a mixture of the rock, also some trees, and then the water, wood, stone and water there, kind of natural lighting too. There was no like extra lighting needed, and I didn't really do anything in post-production with the editing of the picture. Like I was quite happy with what I got there and then. So enough play of light and dark, to see what you're looking at. And as we've done before, we've got figures in water and they were fine.
Absolutely.
A bit of water won't harm them at all, and makes for good storytelling.
Yeah, for sure. This looks like a place of peace, and that is just what he looks like he is finding or searching for in this moment in time. Maybe he's broken away from his legion and maybe he's about to go AWOL.
I think his dreams were just to open a flower shop one day,
Yeah, flowers.
He's done with war.
Yeah, he's done, He is a man of peace at this point.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's working towards it. However, you read into it whatever you fancy,
Exactly, this is it. Make your own story.
Yeah, as the viewer. Yeah, beautiful shot, beautiful environment. It really reminds me of The Last of the Mohicans. The environment that was actually shot in. I do get that kind of vibe. I guess Oregon probably looks majorly like this, right? Parts of Oregon.
I'm pretty sure you can get spots like that there.
Resemble this look. And this place is truly, what Faisal mentioned, it's truly, a Mythic Legion's fantasy
special place.
Dream. Yeah, I mean, from an action figure photography standpoint, it is stupendous. We were going to go there today, but then we decided to keep it local.
Yeah,
however, we're definitely going to be returning soon with power banks. Well, for my phone especially.
Water and snacks.
Yeah, with snack indeed, so we don't have to leave to go and get food from starvation. But yeah, stupendous location, and you've truly done it justice because this is a wondrous image.
I guess you're saying about Last of the Mohicans. I guess it could be like a orca version of Mogwai.
You could. Yeah, I get Mogwai vibes.
Frustrated.
For sure.
Doesn't end well for him.
Absolutely. Fantastic.
Image number 5. Here we have, funny enough, the same character but with a different head, which transforms in a Paulsian less, but transforms the character into kind of a pale, muscular barbarian knight almost. Just thought I'd experiment with that helmet. I quite like that style of helmet on the body. It might not make the most sense, but I thought it would make for some compelling photos. This image was taken in an area called Cowdray Forest in Surrey. Beautiful woodland, quite extensive. And on that morning, I got there quite early, and there was like a mist in the trees. So I quickly found a little mossy mound to pop this guy down on, which spongy mounds can be a challenge because they move.
Yeah.
So I had to make sure his footing was solid, and just to get a little bit of that light coming through the mist in the background. It just kind of adds a kind of cinematic element to it. Not much editing, natural lighting was enough for that. Yeah, I was quite happy with that shot. I quite like as an overall how the whole image comes out.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not so much about just the character, but the whole image.
Yeah, I love this image. Beautiful location, and you've really done it justice there, Fies. Beautiful forest, rich colours that just pop to me. And it's interesting because you do get like a sort of dinginess to the image, but there's still a vibrance at the same time. And so this character, it's interesting. That kind of helmet always makes me think of a villain. You know, like a sort of mindless drone, like a henchman.
Yeah.
Who's, you know, whether they've got a sad story or not, they're brutal and savage, and they will inflict serious chaos upon the world.
Yeah.
And there's no prejudice on who their sword falls upon or falls into. Yeah. And I love how you've placed him in the image as well. And, you know, I love moss. So the moss being there is perfect as well. Yeah, Faisal is completely right. Moss can be treacherous in terms of a figure remaining standing. Because sometimes figures tend to fall due to the fact that a lot of the moss, depending on, if it's on like a tree trunk or whatever, then there could be a bit more solidness there for the figure to stay. However, if it's not, then it could be an issue. But I'm glad you've done this justice there, and the figure stayed up, and we have a tremendous image with beautiful colours.
Thank you.
Hi guys.
Hi.
That was another episode of
Londinium Legions.
It Is Your Reason.
Missing it is indeed treason.
Indeed. Thank you for watching another episode of ours. We're going to keep doing more of the same. Thank you for all the support. It's been beautiful. Honestly, we've mentioned it a few times, but we're going to keep mentioning it because people keep supporting, and it's wonderful. In terms of shout outs, we have a few shout outs to give.
Yeah, big shout out to our friend on New to Mythic, Greg Schmerber. I know he's gone public about having to take a little step back because he was doing a bit too many of the live shows. Not a bad thing at all to do. He's got to take time out to live his life and, you know, enjoy his marriage and
everything else.
The rest of it. Yeah, shout out. He went out on a little trip with the wife and took some really cool shots.
Yes.
He took a few figures on the beach.
They were awesome. That was awesome to see, Greg. Keep
Brilliant,
doing that.
Brilliant. That's the spirit of it right there.
Yeah.
We will be on a show with him. We were on a show with him and we had technical difficulties.
Indeed.
But we will reschedule.
That was a rehearsal.
Yeah. A dry one.
We wanted to mention, guys, what we're going to start doing is any questions you have that we deem suitable for the show, feel free to comment or drop us a DM. And the next outro of the next episode will answer some of those questions.
Yes, indeed. Keep them PG-13. We will review the comments thoroughly before answering any questions. But I think further down the line, we will be doing a little focus on equipment and kit. So we're going to have a little section called What's in Your Bag? What's in your bag?
What's in the bag?
What's in the bags?
What's in the bag?
Yeah, just what we take routinely.
Yeah.
Out and about. So at some point we'll do that. Maybe the next show, the next few shows, we'll focus on what's in the bag.
We want to organically build these episodes. You know, what prevented Faisal and I from doing this for such a long time and planning was just so many ideas about, okay, we'll have this, we'll have this segment. We felt like it was just best to start off how we've been starting off and organically just allow the show to grow, and those segments will just naturally be weaved into the episodes.
Yeah.
Best way.
Shout out to Mark Lonkey, Sergeant Sadder.
Yes.
The mission is to make you from Sergeant Sadder to General Gladder. Now, hang in there, you're doing good. I know it's a bit of a rough ride. Maybe photographs and figures, you never know. That could help. But
oh yeah, that was me.
Hang in there, you old devil dog.
Diamond.
Blake, massive shout out.
Recon Reach.
Some of the images and some of the comments about your Pac Northwest meet. It looked phenomenal. Yep. 1 year, hopefully we can make it. Just love people doing what we enjoy doing.
Absolutely. Thank you guys, and episode 5 shall be coming the same time every 2 weeks, fortnightly at
3 p.m.
3 p.m.
Every 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Bi-monthly.
Indeed. We may get to a point where we release them weekly, but for now, this just suits us. It suits the lifestyle and, you know, the organisation of it all. It's just easier. Like Legion's Lair.
Yeah, it's less stressful. It's have ample time.
Exactly.
To get a show done.
Big up Mike and Brad.
Yes, big up Mike and Brad.
Or Brad and Mike.
Mike enjoying his retirement.
Thank you guys, and we shall see you on the next episode.